Duke. I'm a polecat.
Duke. I'm also a Polecat.
And this is the Polecat Podcast.
Hey, welcome. What's
What?
up with everyone using that otter model for VR chat videos? Making it seem just like we're in VR, we're talking about VR models.
Well, you know what? That is weird. What is with that otter model being used with everything? Like, I mean, I feel like it might be a little mean to say, but it doesn't look that good. It's so basic.
Yes, on VR chat.
Well, the thing is though, is that subject, I don't really have a lot of say in that subject because I don't even go in public worlds. I hardly ever see anybody using that model because I don't go in public worlds. Which is probably why my VRchat rank is so fucking low.
Well, I guess not just that, but people who actually make videos with that is like you always see it all the time. Like people will have the otter model, but then they'll make it like a deer by just adding, little antlers, maybe some hooves, and some people might make it a fox, some other things, but it's all the same like base model. It's like if we had our model right now, as you can see, this is very superior polecats, and then we
Yes.
put little horns on us. It's like, yes, look at us. We are no longer polecats. We are deer.
It's like look at me, look at me, you know. But
But
I'm gonna go a little deeper and say, why is everybody doing VR chat videos? Everybody does them, and it's like, I don't know. There's something about them that every time I go past one, it's like not entertaining, you know?
it might be
And
because
it's
of the
like
ease of
I
access.
almost, yeah, it almost feels like there's just really no effort, you know? Like, for example, I mean, this we're doing right now literally requires no effort whatsoever. We just put our headsets on, stick a camera right there, and record and just say whatever the hell happens, and then bam, it's millions of hits, and it's like, oh, great, awesome.
Look at that.
It
The
don't take a
fourth
lot
wall
of
break.
effort to like stand up and walk around and be like, ooh, look at me, I'm doing things, like it's not hard at all.
Oh,
Like,
actually,
or shake your butt on the camera and then upload to your OnlyFans and get like $500,000 a month. Jeez,
oh
hey,
dear.
not rocket science.
Yeah,
Sorry.
people wonder why VR chat is such a, I guess, stimulating game. Actually, I don't even think the term game applies to VR chat because, sure,
I know
it
it
has.
doesn't really feel like a video game.
I mean, I play video games. I mean, I've played first-person shooters. I played sandboxes. There's like little things you can do, but in VR chat, like sure, there's worlds you can go to. You can go to places. You can play some games because they're game worlds. But that's like a very small percentage of the worlds on VR chat. The most popular things on this game are social worlds, and that's really what VR chat really is about. It's a social platform. It's not really a
It
gaming
is.
platform.
It's more of a social media. It's like a physical social media. It's actually like a better Discord call. You know,
Mm-hmm.
literally what it is. Like just being able to physically interact. Like look at this. Look at this. Look at how much I can just interact with this man right here. Just pat his ear and look at his ear flop around. What the heck?
Yeah, and not only that, like you see this interactive. Everything in this game has been
Yeah.
updating. I can do that now, and plus, the even cooler thing that this guy right here, because of VR chat's popularity, you see these legs? I mean, already demonstrated. Already pretty cool.
They ain't just legs.
You see that? Right there.
It's like Yeah, and you spend a fortune just to do that, and it's like this game is really is something else. Let me tell you. Oof.
You know,
But
actually,
it's
like,
even got so much controversy around it too. Like
yeah, like
you
there's,
have to be careful.
oh yeah, definitely, because I mean, just right now, even though we're in an empty world, if we were to go to a public world, there are people who play really loud music, might be annoying, and like could say whatever they want because they don't feel like they have any agency. And plus, the crashers, people who will just use the effects that you can put on these, and then just ruin the experience for everybody. Yeah, Target, like this is basically a giant red flag. Like, ooh, that guy, he looks like a pretty prime target. But it's not also that. Like, you know those content creators with the anime. Like, everyone has an anime avatar. Like any person who's
Hmm.
like just normal anime avatar. But then you find those like Twitch people, but then people might stream snipe them, even if they're just like a cool dude who's like, you know, I just want to ruin this guy's day. He may only have like maybe 100 subscribers to his Twitch channel, but I don't like you particularly. Like, what's up with that?
Yeah. So it is kind of interesting how that happens. It's dangerous, but it's like a lot of people that end up getting sucked into this game end up leaving it with such a negative connotation. In fact, we know somebody that has lots of hours in this game who's had great experiences, but recently has fallen out of it and has really hurt them mentally. So it's like, if you're not mentally prepared to be in this game, you shouldn't play it at all. And it's also baffling that there's so many children that play this, and people don't even take that into consideration, you know? Like, there's a lot of suggestive avatars, and earlier I was like, pretending, doing the whole shake your butt right route, but you know, people do that. There's like actual worlds that are strip clubs that they go to, and then the kids can just go into those, no restrictions at all, no restraint. They can just boop boop and they're in, and it's like you can't tell who is a child or not unless they speak, so there really should be like an age restriction on this game. Like, if you make an account for it, it should have a restriction of being like, I don't know, what would be a good age limit? Like,
I think
'cause
like
it feels so silly to make this game rated M, because it's like, in essence, it's not. It is not rated M because there's no real blood, violence, but it's like, I guess it's the people that make it violent. So it's like, the game itself isn't, but the people in it is what makes it. So it's like, it's such a hard thing to rate. Like, I'd almost say like maybe 16.
yeah, I agree.
Because at least at 16 you have some sort, you should have, or some have a sense of
Like
what's
agency.
going on in the world, so yeah.
I mean, VRchat is in quite a unique position since, I mean, if you're just counting the game as the game, I mean, it's pretty kid friendly. I mean, there's nothing in this world that just stands out to me like, oh my goodness, this should totally have a warning on it. But yeah, with the whole community
No,
thing,
that moon is definitely making me question things, but
the moon,
you know
it's made of cheese.
that moon is terrifying. But cheese grommet, the moon.
Yeah, I mean,
But yeah, the game itself is definitely rated E. I mean, there's no doubt about that. It is. But with the players involved, I think there couldn't be an MS or ESRP rating for it. It has to be just its own EULA agreement thing,
yes. Also, it also comes
Which I
down
don't
to
even remember there being one.
like, I don't know either. Just, I mean, it could also be because.
Like, do you remember?
Do I remember?
Like, do you remember ever like booting this game up and then seeing like a EULA agreement pop up saying like you have to consent to playing it or something? Have you ever seen that? Because I never have.
If I did, I don't remember, but I do remember this. Every time you jump into a world or you're waiting for it to load, something will pop up. It's like, hey, these are the community guidelines. Like, sure, that's a community guideline, but it's not like something that you'll immediately notice. You know?
That's true. It's not like stapled anywhere playing the game. It's usually just a pop-up message that shows up every so often, which is not very helpful. Like, because there are also sometimes where I'm like in this game and I'm like, man, what could get you banned in this game? And there's actually really two hard things that could get you banned, which is like, what was it? It was like racism and using NSFW avatars in non-private worlds. So those were two like surefire things that get you banned in this game.
Mm-hmm. And also,
And it's like a permaban. It's permanent, so
across the board. Yeah, this is quite the crazy game, don't you think?
it is. It really is. I think the best time you could have in this game is really just sticking to your own private worlds with people you know. And if you do go to public worlds, you just have to be ready to just deal with annoying, underage psychopaths, I guess.
You know, so I've never been to one, but I would basically just relate it to this. If you've never been to an open bar where it's like pretty late, everyone's had a few drinks, that's how I'd relate going to a public world.
That's true. It is. There are people that do drink in this game. They do. And yeah, that happens.
Yes. And I guess the not be so down, because VRchat, it's not a bad game. It's not bad. I've had fun. I've gone into worlds and, you know, it's been nice.
I don't think I've only ever had one positive experience in a world in this game ever, but I don't go into public worlds ever, so I'm not really the best person to ask about public worlds, since I don't really enjoy being around random people very often, especially in an environment that's so unhinged.
Yeah. Well,
So,
good thing we're doing this right here in the middle of just a nice quiet field, and it's been peaceful. And the cool thing is we got
Yeah.
each other. Have some fun.
Have some fun, talk about some controversial stuff that, you know, some people may not even understand, and they'll probably be there like, what? What's this game? What?
What is
Never
this
heard of
tiny
it.
thing? Yeah, for the computer. And hopefully it sparks a bit of curiosity. And on that note, I think that's a good place to be like, hey, I hope you enjoyed the first episode of the Polecat podcast. This has been Ons, I'm Ons, and this is Floof.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Bye.